Hi, everybody. This is Judy Tuttle from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I'm so glad to be with you tonight. How is everybody doing out there? Let me know when you get signed in, and I would love to chat with you while I stamp tonight, so that's always fun. Thank you for joining me. We are in a transition period right now with Stampin' Up. We have, hi, Roz, thanks for watching. Hey, thanks, you saw that picture, huh? For those of you out there that don't know, I am a school counselor at a school here, a high school here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and prom is on Saturday night. And so for the week before prom, they have Spirit Week, and Spirit Week, you dress up different like every day, right? So today was Cowboy Day. So I dressed up like a cowboy. I posted a picture of myself on my personal Facebook page. It was a lot of fun. Tomorrow is all the juniors are taking the ACT test, so there won't be a dress up day tomorrow. But then on Wednesday, it is High Society Day. I don't know what that means. We'll go with it. Thursday's Pajama Day. And Friday is students dress like teachers and teachers dress like students. Now, I'm pretty sure that most people in the whole world would not want me to dress like the students at my school. Our dress code is very slack these days. So I don't think I will show my belly button, and but that would be funny. I'm sure that would be really funny. So, oh, that's a good idea, Roz. Yeah, social high society glamour is what the day is. So that should be interesting. Kind of sounds like prom, though. I don't know, but we'll go with it. Okay, so the reason why we're in kind of a transition period is that our old catalog is going away at the end of this month, and on May the 1st, our new annual catalog is released, and it's thick, it's beautiful. These are all the things I'm hoping to buy here out of this catalog in the next year. I put little tabs on it, and then when I place an order for that item, I take the tab off so I know that I've ordered it already. Hi, Ellen. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Chris Grantham. I saw you on there. So this goes live in May. I've already pre-ordered. My pre-order will be coming in tomorrow. I ordered all the new in colors, the blends, the inks, the markers, the paper, anything I could in the new colors. I've already pre-ordered. That should be coming in tomorrow. And a couple of suites. One that's called Sun Prints that I love. It's like navies and blues with prints of flowers on it. It's very pretty. There's a suite called Hues of Happiness that I ordered. And then a stamp set with a punch called Songbird. So I'm excited to get those in tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a little unboxing for you guys. I don't know. So that is the new annual catalog. Now, the only people who can order out of this right now are people that are demonstrators or discount shoppers. And if you're interested in checking that out, let me know. I'd love to have you on my Tuttle Up Stamping team. Okay, so this transition is going on right now, which means in our clearance and our last chance tabs on my TuttleUpShop.com page, there are lots of things discounted and going away. So it is a great time to stock up and save on the things that are going away that you wish you would have gotten that you never got. Also, you should know some things are going up in price with the new annual catalog. Our cardstock is going up by 50 cents. Some of our adhesives are going up by about 50 cents. Designer series paper is going up, etc. You know, inflation, and our prices haven't been raised in quite a while. So it was time to raise the prices for inflation in the whole world, right? So what is going on with me? So I'm super excited. I can't tell you all about it yet, but I am partnering with two other demonstrators across the United States. I'm partnering with Jeannie Nielsen in Boston, Massachusetts, and I am partnering with Michelle Souchow, who lives in Tennessee. We are partnering together, the three of us, for a Ukrainian relief fundraiser, and we are super excited to do this together. We're each creating 3 cards from the Heart and Home Memory and More's card kit. You get the cards, you get the envelopes, you get half a bolt of ribbon, you get half a thing of embellishments. You get basically $35 worth of product. You'll get a PDF from us of 9 cards, and we're going to have a Zoom night together where we can all put our kits together. The cost of our Ukrainian relief fundraiser is $40. That gives you $5 to put towards the relief for each kit we sell, and we're putting our profits towards that relief effort as well. You know, this is the deal for me. My Stampin' Up business is about heart and love and mission, and that's what I'm all about. And when I'm sad and I'm frustrated and don't know what to do about things that are going on in the world, stamping has always come through for me. So this time, stamping is going to come through to help me help some people in other parts of the world that really need our help right now. So I'm going to cry. I always cry when I talk about helping other people. But I'm so blessed to be able to do this and to be able to use my business to help people who really need us right now. So if you're interested in partnering with us in that effort, we are going to launch that fundraiser on Sunday, April 11th. And we're going to all 3 do it together. We're going to create a Facebook page, and we're going to each do some videos kind of sharing our heart and passion behind this effort. And then we are going to show you how you can link up and help us, partner with us. So about $10 from each kit will go towards Lending Hands International, which is an organization that is on the front lines in the Ukraine, helping the people there with getting to where they need to be, finding housing if they need to, giving them food and water and drink and that sort of thing. So I'm really excited about that. And Jeannie and Michelle and I are excited to partner together to try to make that happen for all of you. So more to come on that, but that is going to be launched next Sunday. So by the time I come back on Monday of next week, it will be going. But be watching my Tuttle Up Stamping Facebook page for more information about that fundraiser. Okay, that will last for 2 weeks. And then on April the 23rd, I'm having it's not a retreat. It's from noon to 5. It's like a double class in one. And I'm going to be doing it here in Lincoln. This is an in-person event. We will be using the Daffodil Daydreams and the Plentiful Plants bundles, and you will make 8 cards, and you will get the instructions and all the parts and lots of product and everything, prizes, fun. So if you're interested in joining me to this Super Saturday event on April the 23rd, I would be happy to have you. Okay, then on April the 30th, I'm doing my first ever craft show. Oh my gosh. So it will be at the Pound Middle School. It's a PTO event, and there's like 40 or 50 vendors there, and I am one of them with my downline. Jenny Tremblay is going to partner with me on that. So if you're in the Lincoln area or the Omaha area or anywhere around here, I would love to meet you at the craft fair on April the 30th from 10 to 4 at Pound Middle School. Okay, so that is all the stuffs, all right? So I'm excited to stamp with you tonight. I'm going to be using the Cactus Cutie stamp set and the Cactus Builder punch, okay? That is what we're going to be using tonight. And I'm also going to be using this paper called Bloom Where You're Planted. And it's all kinds of fun plants in pots. And let me show you some other one. Here's just some pots, right? Here's some greenery. So it's all about plants and pots and greenery and blah, blah, blah. Look at this. Isn't this fun? You can cut out those leaves and put them in pots. Okay, so here's the story. And here was my inspiration for this. My son and daughter-in-law gave me hi Barbara, thanks for watching me, gave me for Christmas a Succulent of the Month club. It's so exciting. I love succulents. I love them, I love them, I love them. And I get 2 succulents in the mail at the beginning of every month. And right now, of course, I've gotten them for December, January, February, March. You get 2 each time. So I should have 8 succulents. Now, when I was on my cruise in February, it was very cold here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I think my succulents sat out in their box on my front door. Even though they were like really packed with lots of fluff, they didn't survive it. I tried to bring them back to life, but they didn't make it. So, hi Sue, thanks for coming. So I haven't even started stamping yet. You've just missed all my blah, blah, blah. So anyway, my son and daughter-in-law gave me the Succulent of the Month club. So right now I have 6 succulents in little pots, little succulents lined up on my kitchen counter, behind my sink where the light from the window comes in, trying to keep them alive until summer comes around, right? And they give you a little card and tell you about the succulent and how to take care of it, which, we all need, right? So that was my inspiration for my card tonight. So I'm going to show you the card that I'm going to make with you. This is it. So these are my succulents sitting on my countertop. I don't have wallpaper, but I thought that paper kind of looked like wallpaper. And then it opens like this, and you can write a little message inside. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to show you some techniques that I'm going to use. I don't know if you can tell, but those pots are clear embossed. Yeah. And the different little succulents in there. Okay, so join me in this. I'm going to move my camera down. And, it always takes a little upside down movement here. Okay, and I always forget that I need to do that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pull it down here so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start with my pots. And I'm going to pull out my Stamparatus tonight. Oh, you know what I meant to tell you? So these plentiful plants, what I love about them is that the backgrounds are just really cool. See, these are the ones I'm going to be using. This is my wallpaper. This is my counter. They have really cool kind of textured. Look at the brick, right? And look at that kind of wood grain. So it's fun that the back sides are kind of like more, what do I want to say? Like graphic, maybe is what I want to say. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pull out my Stamparatus. I'm going to show you a fun technique. So here we go. Now, when I do the Stamparatus, and I know I'm going to be stamping on a card maybe multiple times or on multiple pieces of paper, I always draw a grid on my grid paper that fits into the Stamparatus so that I know exactly where to line up my card right there. Okay, and then I use my magnets. Now, let me tell you something about these magnets. See how they like, they like connected together, just like 2 lovebirds in love, okay? So you got to be very careful about not getting those too close together because they will snap and break. It hasn't happened to me, but I've heard it's happened to other people. Now, I'm just going to do this, and you see how my magnet is not in a good place right there because my stamp is hitting it. So instead, I'm going to move this magnet over here, I think, in that corner right there. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is take the colors that I want to use for my pots. And these are the 3 colors I chose: Crumb Cake, Cajun Craze, and Night of Navy. So I'm going to take my Night of Navy And I'm just going to ink up this pot that is up here at the top. Okay, and then my Cajun Craze is going to be this one down here. Ink that one up. And then my crumb cake is going to be this pot over here. So I've gone to local stores and I have found all kinds of little interesting pots. I've really gotten into that since I've gotten this little gift for Christmas. Okay, and so I'm going to fold my Stamparatus over and I'm going to stamp on my white piece of paper. And you can kind of tell if it's making contact well or not. And then I'm going to lift this up. You know, that looks really pretty good, except right here, this is the cool thing about the Stamparatus, is if you're not happy that it got a solid image, not as solid as you want, you can do it again. You can ink it up again. And I'm going to do that blue a little darker there as well. I think my crumb cake is pretty good. And then I'm going to fold it over again. Press again, and hopefully everything will line up perfectly, right? And look, voila, it's beautiful, and everything's lined up perfectly. Now, what I'm going to do next is show you how to make any color of ink into, you can emboss it in any color. So now what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to clean off over here my ink off my, and that's only so I won't get it on my Versamark. Okay. Now I'm going to take my Versamark and I'm going to ink up the same images. I'm not moving anything. I'm keeping everything the way it is. And Versamark is just a really clear, sticky ink. And it allows the embossing powder to just really stick to the image. It's just a sticky ink. All right. And so I'm going to, let me lift that up. Whoop. Okay. Now you can't really tell, but that Versamark is right on top of each of those pots. Now I'm going to grab my clear embossing powder here. I'm going to put some clear embossing powder on each of those. Just dipping it in. Now, I used to have a spoon in here. I have no idea where that went. This is how I keep my embossing powders. And I typically have a spoon sitting right over here. And then once I've like gotten powder over everything, I flick it with my finger just a little bit to get all the excess powder off. And I don't really need to use my embossing buddy here as much because I'm going to end up cutting around those pots anyway. So if it gets flecks around it, it won't really matter. All right, now this is the magic. You guys know what I'm talking about there. I'm going to put my Stamparatus away and turn on my heat gun. And you just want to heat this just until you see it turn from powdery to shiny. It's like magic. Looks like a tiny bit of like glitter got in this too, but that's okay. See how it turns from like dull to shiny? I love the look of this. It looks like glossy, I missed a little spot on that pot right there. It looks like glossy pottery, glazed pottery. Little corner I still need right there. Little corner right there maybe. Okay. There we go. I know that's kind of loud on your end right there. All right. I'm going to cut away using my paper snips. Those two for just a second because I want to show you how our punch will cut out this pot. It only cuts out one of the pots, but what I love, love, love about this punch is that it cuts right on the edge there, so you don't get any of the white around the edge of the pot like you normally would with a punch, I think. Whoop. There we go. So there's that pot. And these other two, I'm just going to cut out by hand. And I'm going to do what that punch did. I'm going to get just super close to the edge there because I just don't want any white showing. There we go. Doesn't take very long. Sometimes fussy cutting can be kind of tedious, but these pots are super simple to fussy cut, and the succulents that I'm going to have to do in just a second. So there's my second pot. Now I've heard that if you're quick enough on your ink that you can add clear embossing powder and emboss it right away. I've never tried that, but I've heard that it's possible. I have always just added Versamark to my ink, but you guys can try that at home if you want to. Or maybe if you've out there and you've tried it and it's worked, you can let us know. Okay, so there are my 3 pots right there. Next, I'm going to start by, the next thing I'm going to do is stamp my succulents. I've got soft succulent ink here, and I'm using that for kind of my aloe vera. I don't know, kind of looks like aloe vera. And I have found that with photopolymer stamps, and this is what Stampin' Up! Recommends, it's good to have one of these foam pads underneath it. It just helps to get a really, especially when you're using a solid image stamp, it helps you to get just a really nice solid image going there. Okay, so there's my aloe looking succulents. I'm going to cut those away. I'm going to stamp next my fat cactus in garden green ink. Jeannie has tried it before, she says, and it has worked for her. So that's why she's saying, trust me. So try it. See if it works for you. I'm afraid I wouldn't be quick enough on getting it in, the powder on it. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to use some Evening Evergreen. I'm going to do 2 of these smaller little cacti here. And then I'm going to do 1 of the short fat cacti here. How do I want this in there? We're going to go this way. Okay, so that is all my succulent stamping. I'll use those scraps for something else. And then I'm going to go to my punch. I'm going to punch out the parts that I can punch with my punch. So unfortunately, this cactus bundle is not carrying over. And I just did, here, I think I can get it. So that's why I wanted to use it tonight, because I haven't used it yet this year and I love it. This is going to be one of those sets that I do not sell at my BOGO sale because I just love cactuses, cacti, succulents, as I told you. And I think I'm still going to get a lot of good use out of this set. So there's one of my cactus tops, and then here is my second little baby one. There we go. All right. Now, those are all the pieces that I can punch with my Cactus Builder punch. Oh, one more thing. I have a piece of Calypso Coral that I just smushed the Versamark on it and heat embossed, and I'm going to use it for my little cactus flower here. So I'm going to stick that in. I wanted it to be a little glossy as well. Woo! There we go. Done with that. All right. You put my builder punch away because I'm done with that. I'm not done with this pad yet because I'm going to do some more stamping. So, what do you guys do? Well, Jeannie's swaying me. Maybe we guys should try just inking and heat embossing. I'm not going to do it tonight, but, you know, why not try it? Might save you a step there. Okay, so I'm going to cut my cactuses out. This one's so fun. And I'm going to fussy cut it. I'm going to get really close to that edge again so I don't get that white line around it. And I like turning my paper to get a nice clean cut. Let's see, I'm going to do this edge here real quick and get rid of some of this white paper. So some things we've decided at our high school just not to, I talked to you about Friday being students dress like teachers and teachers dress like students. That should be really interesting. But that is one thing that's kind of fallen by the wayside with COVID is our dress code at our school. And I don't think my principal listens to my Facebook Live, so I think I can speak freely with my friends out there in internet world. But the dress code has really been, whoa. So the style is, you know, those midriff tops, and a lot of girls will wear jackets over them, but some don't. And I think it's just something that our administration has decided not to fight right now. So, anyway, it's been kind of eye-opening what the dress code has been this year. And, you know, I used to say, how do parents let their daughters out of the, and, you know, maybe I'm being sexist. Could be. I'm 60 years old, so I kind of have some, anyway. But I think parents don't know, honestly, what their kids are wearing to school. I think a lot of them go to work before their kids leave the house, or maybe, you know, I used to know one of my students would change in the gas station on the way to work. I mean, the way to school before she came in. So there you go. That could be happening as well. Okay, so all my pieces are cut. I'm just going to shoe those. Well, Jeannie, you didn't hear me at the beginning. I don't think I will go to school like that. It might not be something people want to see, right? Okay, so let's get all my card base pieces here. I have a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and I first cut it 4 1/4 by 11, but then I cut 2 inches off one end, and I scored it at 5 1/2 right here. But this is going to be my front panel right here. So this is 3 1/2 inches on the front, and of course our standard size here in the back. So I just cut 2 inches right off the edge there. Then I used our greenery embossing folder, and I took a piece of Night of Navy that is 3 1/4 by 4. I ran it through there, so it gives kind of that greenery texture look. That's kind of fun, isn't it? So I'm going to place this right here on my front panel just to add some texture to that spot. And let's hope my liquid glue decides to work for me. Ah, look. Lucky, lucky me. There we go. Okay. Then I cut 2 gray granites that are 3 3/4 by 5. I cut 2 of them. One is going to go on the inside, and one goes on the outside. I cut 2 pieces of basic white that are 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. Okay, 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. Those are going to layer on top. But before I layer this on top, the one that's going to go on the outside of the card, I've cut 2 pieces of that Bloom Where You're Planted DSP, and this is the one that I thought kind of looked like wallpaper. Do you guys think that kind of looks like wallpaper? So this one is cut 2 1/8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 5/8. 2 1/8 by 4 5/8. So it's going to cover the whole front of this right here. I don't think anybody would want to see this 60-year-old woman wearing a midriff top to school. That would not be pretty. It would be funny, though, for sure. Okay, so I'm just making sure the edges are really flush with the edges of my basic white right there. And then I cut this piece that looks kind of like wood grain. I thought it kind of looked like a countertop. So it's going to go right here along my bottom edge. So this is supposed to look like the countertop, and this is kind of like the wallpaper behind it. Although I have, my backsplash is not wallpaper, it is tile. But I liked the look of that. You know, we have that in Good Taste paper that has some like tile looking designs. That would have been good too. All right, so there is my, move that over just a tad. There we go. And now I'm going to layer this on one of my gray granite bases. Do I want to do that first? Yes, I do. I'm going to layer it here. I'm going to tie some gray baker's twine around this. I couldn't remember if I put this on first or not, but I did. Okay, so we have our baker twine packs that have black, vanilla, linen, and then it has this kind of gray. And I'm going to double this up, but I always like to measure 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more, right? But I'm doubling it, so I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to cut another piece that's the same length here. Here we go. I'm going to wrap it around my card base here and tie it off to the side right here. So Jeannie, I was telling the ladies about our fundraiser. We're so excited about it. And how cool is it that I've met these awesome demonstrators from other parts of the United States? That's one of the greatest things about Stampin' Up, I think, is meeting these ladies from all over the United States that have the same heart and the same mission that you do for using our Stampin' Up businesses for good, for the good of, and on mission, really, right? Like on mission of helping and serving others in whatever way that is. So it really is a blessing that we're able to do this. So I'm going to cut my tails off here. How cute is that? I love this baker's twine. And now I'm going to start layering my pots on top here. So I use a lot of dimensionals and glue to put these pieces all together. So my first one is that I've got my tall cactus and I have my Cajun craze pot, and I'm going to glue these together, just a tiny bit, a little bit of glue right here on the top edge of my pot. Like that. I'm going to hold it together for just a second. And then while that is drying, I'm going to do my next one. So my blue pot, isn't that so fun? I love the color that blue pot turned out. I love blue pot. I love white glazed pots and blue glazed. Well, I like all kinds of pots. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Okay, so I'm going to have this aloe kind of going like that. And then this one is going to kind of peek behind it, kind of in between there. Okay, gonna let that dry for just a second. Kind of stuck to my grid paper there. Oh no, you guys. Let's see if I can repair it. My little aloe, you know what? I may just cut another one. Or maybe I'll just use one on this one. That's fine, right? It's stuck, the glue stuck to, yeah, I'll just use one. Or maybe I'll cut another one. We'll see if we have time. Okay, and then this one is going to go like this. I should have used my silicone mat there. That would have helped that, right? I think we're going to put these other two pieces on in just a minute. Okay, so let's start with this pot. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back side. My cactus. And go right there. Do you guys think I should cut another aloe or not? I think I will. It'll only take a half a second, right? We always like it to be the way we want it. Let me see if I can find my succulent ink. Here we go. I'm going to stamp one more. Cut it out real quick because I want you to see how cute it looks with two of those kind of peeking out from each other. Okay. Sue says she's going to Santa's Fe this summer, and I plan to pick out a big, oh, that's such a good idea, Sue. When we go to Texas, too, we always pass by a place on the side of the highway that you can tell just has tons of cool pots, and I always tell Jim I would love to stop there someday, so maybe we will this time stop there. There's something magical about a clay pot that you know that have been made with hands, right? Instead of machinery, I'm talking about. It's just, you can feel the craftsmanship and the love that goes into anything that's homemade, which is why homemade cards are so fun. So tomorrow night I'm having a kit class, and the exciting news is that I'm having 8 ladies come that have never stamped before. Well, one of them has. She's the one who's invited them, but the other ones haven't. So that should be fun. I love stamping with new people. Yeah, that's cute to have a little double layer there, right? All right, and then my other pot here, we've got it started. I want these pieces to kind of just come off like they're building, like those cactuses that kind of keep building on top of each other there. So this one's going to go right here. The next one's going to come right off the top of that one. Kind of this way right here, kind of a little sideways. And then I'm going to add my little flower to, there we go. I almost did the same thing with that one as I did to the last one. Okay. All right, so this pot is going to go right here. So I've got to kind of think about how I'm going to put my dimensionals on the back. So I know I want one at the very bottom here. And then I'm going to leave some space and put one up here. And then another one kind of on this double little bulbs coming off the top there. Okay. Right like that. All right. I'm going to take a dot, a small dot of liquid glue here, and put my little flower coming right off that right there. And now I'm going to put a piece of white paper down so I don't keep getting that glue. Silicone mat next time, you guys. That's what I need to do. And then this little blue pot, isn't that cute? It's going to just sit right down there at the bottom. Right like that. Adorable, right? Now this piece is going to, and I just moved that white piece of paper right off of there, is going to be right on top of this. And I want like an equal 1/4 of an inch border all the way around. So I'm only going to put dimensionals on this part of the panel that's going to go on top. Okay, so I'm going to add them here to the back side of this. Thanks, Becky. I thought you would like this. This is kind of your kind of card, right? Becky shares my love for blue and pots. I got Becky's birthday was a week and a half ago, and I bought her some pretty blue mugs, kind of damask mugs. So that was fun. Just that blue pot on this card kind of reminded me of you, Becky. I don't know why. Maybe you're like, I don't know why that reminds her of me, but it does. You just have such a great style about you. So there we go. So that is our start. The inside of my card, and then I still have to put my sentiment on there. I haven't forgotten about that. I just cut a thin strip, a 1/2 inch, that I'm going to add to the bottom of this white panel right here. Just to give a little color and texture and fun to the inside of my card. I always love doing this. You guys probably get tired of me doing the same thing a lot on the inside of my cards, but I like the look of it. I think it's very classy and sleek. And then this is going to go on top of that. We're going to add a little border of that gray granite around it, so it kind of mimics what's going on the front side of the card. There we go. And I want to get this lined up so that when I put it inside the card right here, it's not going to show until you open it. So I just want that to be exactly behind there. So the best way to do that, I think, is to flip this over, get that all shored up on the corners there. And then I'm going to add glue to this. And then I just fold this over, make sure my corners are matching. And then I fold this over on top of that. Yes, Becky, I used, and it's in the current catalog right now. It's this one that I'm going to be using in my retreat on April the 23rd. And it's called Bloom Where You're Planted. So the front sides have lots of greenery and pots and stuff, but the back side has just some soft, subtle, more graphic texture designs on the back. Okay? Yes, you probably do, Becky, because the cactuses are in the mini catalog, and so they'll be around probably until the end of June when the catalog ends. But the paper, if you really like this paper, which I do, is going to go away at the end of this month. So if you really love that paper, you might want to order it. And it goes with the Plentiful Plants stamp set that I know you like. So if you want either of those, you probably should get those pretty soon here. Okay, so I'm going to bring out my mat real quick again. I'm going to ink my sentiment up that says, hope your day is on point. I'm going to tap, tap, tap there. So here's the deal, you guys. If you're getting lots of ink on your blocks, you're pressing too hard. I just tell my ladies, just tap, 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 tap your stamp, tap your stamp. If you smush, 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 you're going to get ink all over the block and you're going to have a hot mess. Okay, so I'm going to get my squared corner here and I'm going to stamp that right there. so bold. I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to get my little paper cutter out here and I'm going to cut this down 3/4 of an inch right there, and then cut it off. And I'm going to give me a little more space on this side than the side because I'm going to banner cut this end over here. So about like that. So it ends up being about 2 3/4 inches long after you cut it all down. Okay, so if you want to cut it 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4 of an inch right off the bat, that would be great. And I love to use my tailored tag punch to banner cut my ends here. There we go. I'm going to pop this up on the front of my card right here in the corner, right like that. How cute is that? I love this card. Sometimes I love just being inspired by the things that I have right in my own home. And get that super straight there. You're going to have my head. And there we go. What do you guys think? Hope your day is on point. And then a beautiful place to sign, make a little note on the inside there. I hope you guys like it. I love it. Yeah, there we go. So the colors I used tonight, let me show you those here. Someone told me I needed to remind people at the end what colors I used, especially if you use a lot. So let me turn this around. I used, I feel like there's one more here. Night of Navy, Crumb Cake, Cajun Craze, Evening Evergreen, Garden Green, and I also used Soft Succulent. Soft Succulent. I used Soft Succulent. I don't know why I'm not seeing it right here. I probably pushed it out of the way and yeah. I never know how that happens, how it can be right here and then just go. But there's a Soft Succulent in there. Oh, here it is right here. Soft Succulent, because I throw things around when I stamp. So those are isn't that just a beautiful hue of colors in and of itself? I used, there's a package of 5 Baker's Twines. That's the gray one. And I used the Cactus Cuties stamp set and punch bundle that's in the mini catalog right now. And the Plentiful Plants Designer Series paper. Hi, Chelsea. Thanks for joining me. There you go. So this paper is still available only until the end of this month. So if you want any of that, you should grab it. I'm going to move my camera up and say my proper goodbyes to everybody. Let me flip everything back around here. There we go. Hey, you guys, it's always a joy. Let me pull this up a little bit. There we go. Always a joy to come with you on Monday nights at 7 o'clock and stamp with you. I hope you loved my card tonight. It's called Succulents on the Kitchen Counter. It's very deep, right? God bless. Have a blessed week. Find ways to love people with your passion and the things you love. See you soon. Bye-bye.